Let's talk about how to increase average order value. Okay, so in sales, one thing that makes a big difference in my total ROI, which is when I spend money on ads on behalf of the business that you're working for, the amount that comes out on the other side matters a lot to how much more we can spend and scale that business up with you guys and your sales team. So to be extremely clear, we care a lot as marketers about this concept we call AOV, average order value. I have a client as an example who has a product for about $8K and he typically sells for on average $500 to $2,000 for the amount that they collect up front. So that makes a huge difference for how much more we can spend on the front end to get the sales team even more leads. Because as an example, if it costs, let's say $500 to get a customer and they're only collecting $500, we can't really scale that. If you're just making money on the front end and then you have to wait 30 days to actually be profitable, which in fairness is a good way to run business sometimes, why not be as profitable as we can on the front end so we can actually scale the crap out of your offer? It just works better. So to incentivize the average order value, I like to think it comes down to incentives. We have to give people a reason that they need to take action for a larger amount today. So just to be very clear, a few ways we can go about doing this. In another client's business, we have a $5,000 information product. We'll just use that as an example. If someone is willing to pay the full amount at $5K, they'll get the most product in comparison to anybody else, and they'll also get it right away. We'll give them not just the program that they bought, but we'll also give them 2 extra programs as a bonus, and we'll also assure them that they're gonna pay the least in comparison to anybody else. If someone wants to do a split pay with us, meaning they'll split pay of 2 payments instead of just a single payment, that person pays 2 payments of $2,600 into payments that comes out to $5,200 altogether. So that person's going to get taxed essentially $200 to pay it over the course of 60 days rather than just making a one-time payment. In addition to that, they will also not get any bonus courses that the person who paid $5K gets. So right there, if you're in the consideration phase as a buyer, yeah, I want to buy this, but do I want to pay it all now? Or am I in the position where I'm cash strapped and I want to do split pay? Well, if you do the split pay, you're not going to get the 2 bonuses. And on top of that, you're going to pay a little over $200 more than the person who actually paid it straight up front. We incentivize the behavior that we want to see from the customers, and the incentives control what they're going to do. The incentives have to be powerful enough that the person essentially has to care enough about them to actually want to do whatever we're attempting to incentivize. It's very important. I just want to point this out. They can't be BS incentives. Now, at one point in a client's business, we had a quad pay for that same $5K information product, and we split them into 4 payments of like $1,325. That person ended up paying a little more than $300 in total tax to make it over the course of 4 months. However, the issue with the quad pay is that a lot of these people would make a single payment and then they wouldn't continue paying. Their card would fail second or third time, and then we just have to remove them from the program. After the second attempt at charging them would fail multiple times, just get rid of them. However, the quad pay, we got rid of entirely. We introduced financing and funding partners like Coach Finance, FinFee. We even have funding partners who can get people approved for 0% interest credit cards when they can use them and actually buy the product and make payments over the course of 12 months with 0% interest. It's pretty sweet. We also like to incentivize the funding or the financing partners that we have, because we're still going to get paid in full. We're still going to get the full $5K amount, and the person has the opportunity to make 12 payments on it or 36 months worth of payments on whatever works out for them. We have one funding partner that can get people approved for up to $150K on average through those 0% interest credit cards I just referred to. Those options are equally as incentivized as just paying in full cash. We're still going to give the person the 2 bonuses, and we're also going to give the person, I guess in other words, the discount on just paying in full. So we're going to make sure that they only pay the $5K plus the interest that they're going to have, but we'll still give them 2 bonuses since we get paid the full amount. So just to be clear, essentially when it comes to incentivizing average order value, there has to be a legitimate reason for why the person's going to be spending more today in comparison to just using your funding options, or in comparison to just using your own internal payment plans. Make sure you incentivize the behavior that you actually want to see in the business.